Greetings and welcome. My name is Mike Bankhead. I am your host. I am a bass player and songwriter from the Gem City, Dayton, Ohio. And on this episode, I welcome back OriSoaring. Well, this is the second part of a conversation we had a short time ago. This part of the conversation, she's talking about her contributions to my new EP, which is called I Am Experienced. Yeah, I have a new record coming out. This episode of the You Could Be My Airmas podcast happens to be brought to you by I Am Experienced, my new EP. You can order it now and get 10% off on my website. It will officially be released on Tuesday, June 20th. Here's the conversation. Hey, Ori. Thanks for taking time to talk to me again.
Absolutely. How's my voice for the podcast? Should I use my microphone as well?
Nah, you sound fine.
Okay.
You played on 3 songs on my new EP, I'm Experienced.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, because you play the saxophone. So first I want to know why. I mean, we're friends, but that doesn't mean that when I ask you to do something, you don't have to say yes. So why did you say yes when I told you about this project, and what made you want to actually do it?
I love the project and we are friends. And if I can help you, I will. So there's that. But no, the project is really interesting, and I love an album with different genres. And I love what you asked me to play, and what you asked me to contribute was very felt organic. So felt like it was my pleasure. So I was cool to do it. I was happy to do it.
I knew that saxophone would fit really well on kind of the jazz doo-wop song Plantation.
Mm-hmm.
And you even did stuff on there that was beyond what I expected. You know, that the bridge part, you added some really creepy kind of sounds, and it really captured the mood of that part of the song. And I was not expecting that. So thank you. And for listeners, you're just going to have to go listen to the record to know what I'm talking about. But pay attention to the bridge and what's going on in the background. It's subtle, but if you actually are listening the way that people should listen to albums, you'll catch it.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you kind of got where I was coming from on that one.
Mm-hmm. And just envisioning the plantation, like we talked about it. We you sent over notes, and just doing my own research. Whew, it's heavy. It's very heavy.
Yeah, and I mean, personally, both on my mom and my dad's side of the family, I'm descendant from people that lived on plantations. My mom's folks were property in Virginia, and my dad's folks were property in Alabama. They came north during the Great Migration in the early 20th century. Like, a lot of black folk came north during that time. But yeah, I can trace my family back to those places, and the more you learn about them, just the more disturbing it is.
Yeah. So did you do like 23andMe or something like that? Or
nope, it's all through family stories and then my parents talking. And the sad thing is I know there are people in my family that at one point had more detail, but when I was a kid, I didn't care enough to ask. Mm-hmm. And now those people are no longer with us. So like, now that I wish that I could have talked to that previous generation to get more detail.
Yeah. Well,
so kids, talk to the old people while they're still here. You can learn things.
We don't have any old people in our family, so we just make sure.
Not everyone does. And like, I don't have any more living grandparents, so I mean, I did until a few years ago. But so when you don't, there's a whole lot of stories that just don't get told unless someone managed to get them all written down. You also played on Hey Baby Take the Keys, which is the one I could, it's a blues song. I heard saxophone, did some solo work. That seemed like it was kind of fun.
All of it was fun. It was a good time.
So what's your approach to tracking on a song like that? Like, how do you decide what you're going to do? I don't know how saxophone players think. This is your chance to explain yourself.
Explain yourself. So I recently went to a conference, and it was mostly classical musicians. And at a certain point in the conference, I just decided to not hungrily try to find information to write down and things to implement in one of the organizations I work with, but instead just be super present. And one of the quotes that stood out to me was, singing before you play is a form of manifestation. So some of the turnaround times that we had on pieces we worked together on, I didn't have time to sit there by the piano and I was like, okay, let's speed this up. So what I did was for about a day or two, in the morning during my morning walk with my dog, my evening walk, all I had on was your track on a loop, and then I'd read the notes.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I had it on a loop, and it just kind of became part of me. And then I sang what I wanted to play. So even when I got like a couple of little ditties, rewind. No, we have 15 more minutes of this. So before you know it, all I could hear was the melody I was playing. So when it was time to play it on my horn, it came out real easy. I think I had not too many takes. And I was trying to get the sound right and things like that. But that's the approach when I lay down a solo or anything like that. Just try to work as smartly as possible and give the music a chance to form.
That's very professional. So the one I'm going to save for last is the one that I did not anticipate you playing on because you talked me into it. You told me that you liked Latent a lot. That's track 1, and it's kind of a punk song. Mm-hmm. And I didn't hear saxophone on a punk song. And you were like, yeah. And I was like, I trust your judgment and your musical tastes, and I let you have a go, and I totally like what you did, and and now it's in the track. So saxophone and punk music, really? Where'd you come up with that?
Dude, ska.
Oh man, I can't stand ska.
Right, but so
it's way too happy for me, and just actually, I don't mind seeing it live. I saw a ska band not last year, but the year before last, here live in town, and live, I have a lot longer tolerance for it because you can't deny the musicianship. But yeah, I wouldn't just put on a ska record. It's not my thing.
Right. Well, yeah, so you don't go so heavy on it. You got to keep the Mike Bankhead minor keys. You got to keep that going. So you have to know.
You notice that I pretty much, I don't want to say always write in minor key, but let's say 90% of the time.
Yeah. You don't want to get too happy, not too much optimism. You want to keep that at a certain place, but it's not. I wouldn't classify it as dreary or droopy. I would say it's a certain shade of blue, and that's okay. So keeping that in mind and knowing that you don't want that, you don't want all that. It kind of makes sense.
It fits in that track really well. And I think, dear listener, if you go listen to it, you will not anticipate saxophone coming up on that one. And I think you'll like it. So what else I hope, dear listener, and anyone else that hears this, is if you need saxophone track for your part, you can be 3,000 miles away from OriSoaring, and she can still track your saxophone for you. She's a pro. And I think this record is going to come out a lot better because of your participation. And yeah, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh.
Thank you once again to OriSoaring for talking to me. And really, dear listeners, I cannot thank Ori enough for her wonderful saxophone contributions to I Am Experienced. She did really good work, and it's kind of touching that this project and the themes that I'm talking about meant something to her, and I'm just very glad she participated. So there are no show notes for this one, dear listeners. I will, however, link to a 10% discount for the CD version of I Am Experienced. That is good through Friday, so through tomorrow, today and tomorrow. Go to the link, you get 10% off I Am Experienced. This record took a lot of work from a lot of people, and I really think you'll like it. Give it a shot. Tomorrow, you get to hear from another person that played on the record. Bye.